This of course won't be long lived, as later that year, Mandela County, faced with so many strange encounters with entities known as alternates, creates a highly confidential training video for emergency workers to avoid calls related to alternates and make sure that the caller is dead before hanging up. This video unfolds the events leading up to Mandela County's ultimate decision to stop helping any citizen targeted by the terrifying interdimensional entities known as alternates. The video skips to a phone call made by a teacher or a principal of an educational institution, calling the police department and voicing their concern about Mark Heathcliff, a student of theirs who's been absent for some time without giving any notice or even having any emergency contact on his profile. Knowing the story and having watched Mandela Catalog Volume 1, we know the doomed fate Mark faced before ending it himself, having had been stuck in his room as an alternate followed him home, waiting for him outside of his bedroom, after he was lured by an alternate taking the shape of his friend Cesar Torres to go to his house. Therefore, this call was made after Mark's death, which took place on 15th of September 1992, only 5 months after the testimony of Thatcher Davis.
Good evening, officer. One of our students, Mark Heathcliff, he's been absent for the past couple days without any reason, no phone calls from parents, no doctor's excuse, and we don't have any apparent emergency contacts on file for him. If you could have someone pay a visit to, 3.
The sheriffs attending Mark's property find his lifeless corpse on 21st of September, being only 17 years old at that time. Picking up a journal labeled as Reassurance says, "God bless all," they put it in for evidence alongside a cassette player and a camcorder. Apart from the physical evidence they collected, the police department also manages to collect 2 sets of fingerprints. Fingerprints of Cesar Torres, Mark's friend, on his bedroom's doorknob, and Mark's fingerprints on the handgun. Playing the tape inside the camcorder and the cassette player, the officers watch and listen in horror the terrifying recordings of an entity outside of Mark's bedroom, knocking on his door and encouraging him to get out.
TV I'm right now watching Mandela Catalog as Vines. Search for your Vines.
You need to open the door. No. I am not going away.
Reading the journal titled Reassurance says, they noticed how Mark was a religious guy who slowly showed signs of fear and paranoia, begging God of his affections and protection to save him from something or someone, something he referred to as evil. The journal then unfolds the downward spiral of Mark's situation, who revealed his despair that no one helped him, not even the cops, revealing his unsettling realization that whoever he was praying to was not God. His prayers did actually get an answer, but not from who he expected. A final note written in his journal then reads that his eyes are wide open, something that apparently happens to the victims that face these entities. A missing person poster of Cesar Torres is then seen, who is reported to be an alternate, possibly showing inhuman features and to be avoided if seen. The fingerprints of Cesar on Mark's doorknob reveal how closely the alternate cloned himself to look like Cesar, even down to fingerprints, voice, memories, and much more. Therefore, the phone call Mark had with Cesar, who told him to go to his house as he was taking his mother to ER, was nothing but an elaborate trap for Mark to go to Cesar's house, in order for the alternate who took the shape of Cesar to follow him back home and drive him to insanity due to the immense fear he would experience. Thatcher Davis, the lieutenant of Mandela County Police Department who swore to protect the civilians, seems to have in fact meant what he said, as despite the county knowing how dangerous alternate encounters are, he takes it to himself to investigate these cases. He asks a tech specialist to recover some evidence footage seemingly involving some of the past cases involving alternates.
Mr. Davis, I understand that you were hoping that I would be able to recover the contents of all of the tapes that you sent in, along with your request note. I was only able to recover maybe about 2 minutes from one of them.
One of the videos involves a character with a soft-spoken voice and demeanor, being very approachable and friendly, called Stanley. Stanley seems like a child-friendly animation intended to be for the children. Stanley goes on to explain he can make friends appear out of thin air, with the children watching able to make them appear in their own house in real life. All the viewers need to do is to imagine how they look like and they appear in their house. This video might show the start of how alternates came to be, or at least how they started to appear in large numbers. Stanley seems to be the father of all alternates, planting a seed in children's minds, especially as they have great imaginations, making these demonic and evil entities come to reality through the strong imagination of children. Stanley, of course, has a very calm demeanor and voice, being very friendly in order to manipulate the children into bringing these interdimensional entities to life, shapeless, formless, and even non-existent entities, which gain a physical form in the real world, and all this through the TV transmission. A way this entity managed to open a portal and communicate with this plane of reality.
My name is Stanley.
Alternates will first
It
kill
is
their
very
victim,
nice to meet you.
or make their victim kill
Consider me
them.
a friend,
Or,
because I might consider you one
yeah,
too.
keep doing them.
I can make friends appear out of thin air. What was that? You want to know how? If there is a new friend that lives in your head, it is best to Now just
He looks
close
like
your eyes
I don't
and
trust
think
him.
really hard about
I don't
your
trust
new
him.
friend. Your
I don't
new
trust
friend
him.
is somewhere
I
in
don't
your
trust him.
house. Now it's up to you to go and find it.
Skipping ahead, a phone call is made to Lieutenant Thatcher Davis by no other than Jude Murray, the ex-husband of Len, who called him earlier about their child not stopping to cry. Jude speaks with terror in his voice, explaining that there's an intruder in his house. He expands by explaining that the intruder doesn't resemble any human he's seen before, having anomalies and deformities beyond possibility, an entity only possible in the depths of children's imagination. This entity is then explained to be standing in the corner staring at the wall, with Len possibly being hurt and their child not being hurt.
911, what's the emergency? Please, you gotta help me. There's someone in my house. I don't know what to do. I don't even know what they got inside. I've cut my doors and windows locked from mine. Alright, just calm down, okay? We'll get this figured out. Just need to stay quiet. Are you hiding? Yes. Does this person have a weapon? I don't know. I can't tell. Is this person threatening you or your family? No, he just stares in the corner. He's not taking anything. He's just standing there. My wife is hurt. I don't know what to do. It's gonna be fine. You see.
Back from an unusual message.
Calm down. Look at his face again. Okay. Alright, does this man resemble anyone you know by chance? No. What? I have never seen anyone in my life that looks anything like him.
Does I have to...
The recently promoted sergeant, a brave and competent officer who explains that she's already on this call. As Thatcher tries to get back to Jude, only now asking him for the address, they're surprised to hear that he's not responsive anymore. I mean, Thatcher took his time in helping Jude, literally waiting till the last minute to get his address, with a possibly dangerous intruder in his house, and yet he acted surprised. I don't see how he got promoted to his position, displaying such lack of competence in handling a home invasion call. Moving on, Ruth Weaver explains that she needs backup as the other officers backed out from entering the house in interest, with her only left at the scene, yet again showing the severe incompetence of Mandela County Police Department. Thatcher himself decides to accompany Ruth, two of the bravest officers, entering the house, which seems to have an alternate incident, as everyone else in the department refused to respond to this call. Going to the property, noticing a TV left.
Here's some Duval too, because I'm doing a movie in a little bit.
Look, less than 20 of these candles per day sold at $15 a piece could earn 6 figures from home. And I want to show you how you can do that. And no, it doesn't have to be this exact candle, but I'm definitely going to give you some ideas for what else you can sell at $15 a day to earn 6 figures from home. And look, there are women all over the world that are already doing this. And I'm talking about everyday women. These are teachers, these are nannies, these are wives.
Oh my god, behind you!
Dude, seriously, stop!
Oh my god, behind you! Behind you! Behind you!
Mandela Catalog Volume 2 by Alex, with a cat's ghost possibly still roaming around, whom the lady wants to find peace in afterlife. The lady explains that she's on a business trip and would like them to visit her house for 3 nights. At first being hesitant, Adam becomes quickly convinced when the lady offers them $500 a night, making it seem very lucrative despite sounding boring.
When's your next opening?
Well, tonight.
Can you do 3 nights? I'm away from home on a business trip. I'm sure this will give you enough time to deal with him.
Well...
How about 500 a night?
Oh, hell yeah!
Alright. Sounds like a plan.
It's soon revealed that both Jonah and Adam are in fact delinquent criminals who are on the run, tricking vulnerable and gullible people into promising to sort out their subjectively believed paranormal issues. Adam and Jonah's stolen car breaks down, with Jonah snapping a picture of Adam fixing the car and commenting under it. Pictures that can be used in the intercom for both of them, observing it even from long distances. They soon arrive at the infamous Mandela County, where this lady's house is located in. While driving, they speak about alternates and how skeptical they are about the entire existence of them, as they never have encountered any apart from receiving calls about them, which always turned out to be nothing.
No, I don't watch it.
She's not even crazy.
I know what to watch if it's there.
I'm going to be in 30 minutes. I would hope not. Because the last thing I need is getting a weird house call from a stoned lady about a dead cat, and then there'd be nothing then.
Right? Half of me thinks
There aren't even alternates. And the mayor was just too stupid to just make that entire infographic.
What?
Yeah, but why are we
She just sniffs my face and licks it.
maybe because maybe it's massive scary, right?
She would like to.
Do you think this is the rise of the war on alternates?
They then dismiss the numerous calls about the alternates they received as mass hysteria after the mayor decided to broadcast the infographic of the alternates. Their camera subsequently starts glitching, showing early signs of being affected by alternates who dwell in different realms and spectrums. But as known from before, whoever encounters alternates, no matter how powerful their equipment or gunpowder, they always fall victim to them, with any evidence of them ever being replaced by an alternate vanishing, with the alternates assuming their role in the society, with no one ever knowing the victims were replaced. Therefore, it shouldn't be too surprising for people to be skeptical, as alternates have integrated in life and society very well, with no one noticing their existence except for the targeted victims. More information reveals that Adam and Jonah became wanted by FBI only because they were investigating alternate activities and calls, something the government completely outlawed, having a severe punishment if breached. The government seemingly regretted broadcasting the infographic about the alternates, as more people became targeted when knowing about the alternates' presence and trying to encounter them. Therefore, they tried to get rid of any evidence of their existence and just pretend they're not real, as they realized the alternates could not be defeated.
They didn't have to outlaw these things, did they? Like, I doubt that guy's face could appear on spirits' voices, killing you here. Oh, they did not. I guess. I like how you're making us out to be gangsters when all we did was get all of this. I know. It's just we lived our whole lives under the radar, right? Like quiet.
Adam and Jonah subsequently arrive at the premises in January 12, 2009 at 11:45 p.m. Adam proceeds to enter the house and Jonah sitting in the car and observing the camera feed and images. Jonah jokes around about the cat's ghost when he gets confronted that in fact he's too scared of these events, hence why Adam only entered the house.
Here, kitty. You got peace here?
You look so stupid right now.
Dude, what am I supposed to do for a literal ghost cat?
What's it gonna do? Just us to death? Like, oh.
When I look Daisy, Daisy's like wakes up from her
part-time, so I can study for my degree.
I serve
because I'll do whatever it takes to save lives.
I serve as an airman in the Air National Guard.
Shouting for Adam to look behind him. Adam gets a little spooked but tells Jonah to stop, with the exact same lines being repeated with the same cadence. When Adam has enough and tells off Jonah.
Shut up.
It means war.
Fucking with me? Were you being serious? I get that I screw around sometimes, okay, but that...
Nobody is coming to help you.
I can't let you go now, got
This family had 5.
I can't let you go now, got
This family had